Cattenom Nuclear Power Plant, Moselle Grand Est, operational in 2025. Location and operator: Municipality of Cattenom, Moselle Department, on the banks of the Moselle between Thionville and Trier, to 22 km from Luxembourg City and 32 km from Metz. Owner-operator EDF, reactor fleet and technology, 4 PWR, pressurized water reactors, of UN 300 MW each, P4, REP a 1300 series, supplier Framatome. Total installed electrical capacity, 5.2, 5.3 GW. Operating history, built 1979-1983. Commercial commissioning phased from 1986 to 1992. Unit 1 started in 1986 according to EDF documentation. Grid connection dates 1987 to 1992 in encyclopedic summaries. Cooling: water drawn from the Moselle and the Lac de Mirgenbach reservoir, 4 natural draft cooling towers. Production and role in the system: 2024 production of 28 TWh of low-carbon electricity, estimated coverage of 75% of the Grand Est region's electricity needs, EDF data. Typical historical values are around 30 to 36 TWh a year. Personnel and related industries: 500 EDF employees and 800 permanent partner company employees, one of the largest industrial sites in the Moselle. Annual investments: $250 million for maintenance, modernization, and safety improvements. Safety and modernization: post-Fukushima upgrades, e.g. last resort diesel, 10-year periodic inspections, and an upgrade program for the 1300 MWe reactors. A generic INES 1 event related to tests on the intermediate cooling circuit, with no real impact on safety, was declared in 2024. From January 1, 2025, the French Supervisory Authority is ASNR, ASN-IRSN merger. Certifications and environmental management, environmental quality management system, and monitoring of water withdrawals, liquid and gaseous effluents, and noise. Annual public reporting, EDF Cattenom Environmental Report. Chinon Nuclear Power Plant, Centre-Val de Loire, operational in 2025. Location and operator: located in the municipality of Avoine, Indre-et-Loire, on the banks of the Loire, 10 km from the city of Chinon. Manager and operator: EDF. Waxhawine 350 employees at full capacity. Reactor fleet: in operation, 4 PWR reactors, each rated 900-954 MWe, the initial series of the French fleet, Chinon B1, B4. Installed electrical capacity, water 3.8, 3.9 GW. Decommissioned historic units, UNGG. 3 first-generation gas graphite reactors, UNGG, Chinon A1, A2, and A3, now decommissioned, were located on the same site. Unit A1 houses the Atomic Museum. Chronology: first construction from 1957, A1, and from 1977, 81 for the B series. Commercial startups: B1, B4, 1984, 1988. Cooling and towers: water drawn from the Loire with 4 mechanically driven cooling towers, designed with a low profile to limit the visual impact on the valley. Production: in 2024, it generated 19.7 TWh of low-carbon electricity, 5.4% of French nuclear production for the year, in line with historical volumes of 19 to 24 TWh a year. Safety and supervision: the 4 reactors are in operation and undergo periodic review with additional requirements defined at the end of 2024 by the French authority. ASNR, successor to ASN-IRSN. In the 2024 financial statement, safety and radiation protection performance is judged to be in line with the park's average, with good environmental performance at the site. Reglementation-control.asnr.fr. Recent events: February 10, 2024. 2 units shut down after a fire, managed without radiological consequences. Subsequent restarts according to EDF procedures. Museum and special functions: the site houses the INTRA, National Unit for Robotic Interventions in Nuclear Emergencies, and the Atomic Museum in the former A1 reactor, a symbol of French nuclear history. Civaux Nuclear Power Plant, Vienne Department, Nouvelle-Aquitaine, operational in 2025. Location and operator, EDF plant in the municipality of Civaux, on the banks of the Vienne River, approximately 34 km southeast of Poitiers. Direct and indirect workforce, Chefin 300. Reactor fleet, 2 PWR, N4, reactors, REP 1450. Framatome design, net unit power 1495 MW, gross 1561 MW. Total net installed power 2,990 Indium operation. Built in the 1980s, 1990s, entered commercial service, Unit 1 in 1997, Unit 2 in 1999. Status, in operation. Production, 20 TW1 in 2024. Approximately 6% of French nuclear production in 2024, according to EDF. Typical historical values, outside 20-22 TW a year. Cooling. Water drawn from the Vienne River with 2 hyperbolic cooling towers, 178 meter high, natural draft. The site also has an autonomous safety cold source, tanks plus ventilated air coolers that guarantees at least 10 days without pumping from the river under critical conditions. Technology, series, N4 generator, the latest in the 1450 MWE PWR generation in France, with advanced safety systems and requirements compared to previous series. Monitoring and inspections. Monitoring is now the responsibility of the ASNR, successor to ASN-IRSN. In 2024, the site received 32 inspections, 21 announced, 11 unannounced, on the topics of operation, radiation protection, internal transport, and industrial quality. Significant events. In December 2021, stress corrosion cracking, SCC, was detected on the safety injection lines at Civaux 1. The investigation led to extensive inspections, shutdowns at the French facility. In 2025, the ASNR reported new potential signs of SCC at Civaux 2 during a maintenance shutdown. Inspections are ongoing by EDF. Safety Context 2024, France. The safety level of nuclear facilities was deemed overall satisfactory by the authority, with strong commitment to periodic reviews and post-Fukushima upgrades. Role in the system. With 2 high-power N4 units, Civaux is among the best-performing sites in EDF's fleet and contributes significantly to the low-emission mix of the western French region. 2024 production figure, 20 TWs. Dampierre-en-Berly Nuclear Power Plant, Loiret, Centre-Val de Loire, operational in 2025. Location and operator. In the municipality of Dampierre-en-Berly, right bank of the Loire, 45 to 60 kilometers southeast of Orléans. Owner, operator, EDF. Reactor fleet and technology, 4 PWR, pressurized water reactors of 900 MW each, CP1 series. Units 1 to 2 constitute INB 84, Units 3 to 4 constitute INB 85. Entry into service. Construction started in 1974. Commercial startups 1980-1981, progressive commissioning of the 4 units. ASN installed capacity, total armor 3.7-3.75 GW, 4X 937 NWE net. Cooling and towers, fluvial extraction from the Loire plus 4 natural draft cooling towers, 165 MW high. Production, generated 20.78 TWh of low-carbon electricity in 2024, typical range, 20 to 24 TW/year. Staff, approximately 1,100-1,400 employees, direct and indirect, stable, variable depending on maintenance campaigns. Security and surveillance. Since 2025, the site has been monitored by the ASNR, the new French authority resulting from the ASN-IRSN merger. Dampierre also hosts a regional foreign base, post-Fukushima Rapid Response Force. Recent operations, examples 2025, scheduled shutdown and fuel refilling at Unit 1, June 28 to October 4, 2025. Occasional power reductions related to social movements. Annual report.asn.fr. Territorial footprint, 180-hectare site, Production corresponds to 4 million equivalent homes according to EDF. Flamanville Nuclear Power Plant, Manche, Normandy, operational in 2025. Location and operator: the site is located in the municipality of Flamanville, Manche Department, on the English Channel between Cherbourg and Granville. Owner and operator: EDF. Open circuit seawater cooling. Flamanville 1-2, 2 PWR series, P4, Rep 1300, supplier Framatome, Alstom, net power, Guapuan 330 membri each, 1,382 membri gross, entered commercial service in December 1986, U1, and March 1987, U2, respectively. Flamanville 3, EPR Gen 3 Plus, 1 EPR PWR with Aberwindow 630, membri net, 1.6 GW. First grid connection, December 21st, 2024. In 2025, it is ramping up its power, with full operation expected by autumn 2025, according to EDF and WNN updates. Total installed capacity, approximately 4.29, 4.3 GW net, 2x 133 plus 1x 1.63. Essential timeline: U1 U2 construction started in 1979-1980, U1 was critical in 1985 and grid connected in 1985-1986, U2 grid connected in 1986-1987, U3 EPR construction started in December 2007, fuel loading authorization and commissioning issued by the French authorities on May 7, 2024. First electrons on the grid on December 21, 2024. Production: the site generated 11.7 TWn in 2023, floating for maintenance and cyclical shutdowns. With U3 fully operational, a significant increase in annual output is expected. Supervision and safety: from 2025, supervision will be carried out by the ASNR, the new Nuclear Safety and Radiation Protection Authority, created from the ASN-IRSN merger. In its 2024 report, the ASNR reports authorization for the commissioning of the EPR and an overall satisfactory level of safety for the plant, with a busy inspection program at Flamanville, NPP plus EPR. Recent operational status of U3 EPR. After the first divergence, September 2024, and first parallel, December 2024, the reactor is undergoing network tests in 2025, e.g., BAS 108 test in May, and reached 60% capacity in July. EDF has announced further optimizations by maintenance during the ramp-up phase and an updated date for 100% capacity before the end of autumn 2025. Startup events 2024 to 2025. During initial testing of U3, automatic shutdowns occurred, September 2024, and were managed according to procedure. In 2025, some scheduled shutdowns for work on auxiliary circuits, turbine, shifted the power ramp-up schedule with no declared safety impacts. Gravelines Nuclear Power Plant, Hauts-de-France, operational in 2025. Location and operator: located on the northern coast between Dunkirk and Calais in the municipality of Gravelines, operated by EDF, Électricité de France. It uses seawater for cooling. Reactor fleet: 6 pressurized water reactors, PWRs, with a capacity of 910 MWE each, CP1 plant, supplier Framatome, Alstom. It is the site with the largest number of units in France. Installed electrical capacity, 546 GW. Operation history: construction began in 1974, first grid connections and commissioning 1980-1985, series of progressive startups of the 6 units. Production: in 2024, it generated 32.71 TWr of low-carbon electricity, equivalent to 60–70% of the annual electricity consumption of the Hauts-de-France region. In recent years, typical annual production has been in the order of 30–38 TWh. Fuel: low-enriched uranium. The 6 reactors are licensed to use MOX, partial recycling. Cooling: water intake and open-circuit cooling from the English Channel, North Sea. Intake is subject to seasonal marine phenomena. Operational event 2025. Reliability in external costs. In August 2025, a jellyfish bloom clogged the intake filters, leading to the automatic shutdown of multiple units. Temporary shutdown of the entire site with no safety impacts. This event is consistent with known vulnerabilities of coastal facilities and is managed by EDF with gradual restarts, life extensions and retrofits. As with the French 900 MWE plant, the units are included in the Grand Carénage programs, 10-year post-Fukushima inspections, emergency diesel systems, and upgrades. National assessments consider extensions of up to 50 years and beyond on a case-by-case basis. New nuclear on site, the construction of 2 EPR2 reactors in Gravelines, National EPR2 project, is currently under public consultation and planning. In 2025, the project will enter a new phase, Grand Chantier CNDP consultations. Nogent-sur-Seine Nuclear Power Plant, Grand Est, operational in 2025. Location and operator, Municipality of Nogent-sur-Seine, Aube Department, on the banks of the Seine, 110 km southeast of Paris. Operator EDF, Reactor Fleet and Technology, 2P4, Rep 1300 Series PWR reactors, supplier Framatome, net power 1,310 NW, each 1,363 NWE gross. Total installed power, or 2.62 GW. Operation history. Construction started 1981-1982. Commercial commissioning, Unit 1, February 1988. Unit 2, May 1989. Grid connections, October 1987 and December 1988. Cooling in towers, water intake from the Seine, and 2 natural draft cooling towers, 165 mm high, 1 per reactor. Production. In 2024, it generated 19.4 TWh of low-carbon electricity, approximately 5.4% of French nuclear production in 2024, according to EDF. Historical average values are 16 to 18 TWh a year. Staff, approximately 700 EDF employees on site with additional support from partner companies. Regulatory framework. Since January 1, 2025, supervision has been entrusted to the new ASNR, merger of ASN and IRSN. The authority published the site dossiers and the first post-reform annual report in 2025. Regulation oversight.asnr.far. Life extensions, upgrades. The 1300 MWE series reactors in France have received a favorable opinion for continuation beyond 40 years, subject to implementation of the required upgrades, EDF National Program. Paluel Nuclear Power Plant, Seine-Maritime, Normandy, operational in 2025. Location and operator, Municipality of Paluel, Seine-Maritime Department, English Channel Coast, approximately 30 km southwest of Dieppe. Owner-operator, EDF, cooled by seawater, English Channel. Reactor Fleet and Technology, 4 PWR reactors, $300 MW each, P4 REP 1300 series, supplier Framatome. Total installed capacity, 5.2 to 5.3 GW. The units correspond to INB NOS 103, 104, 114, and 115. Operation history, construction began 1977-1980. Commercial startups were phased in 1984-1986, U1, U4. Production. In 2024, Paluel produced Ars 31 TWh, over 30 TWh for the 4th consecutive year, equal to approximately 8.5% of France's annual nuclear production. EDF FR personnel and related industries, about 530 EDF employees and 700 permanent employees of partner companies, over 2,800 direct-indirect jobs in the region. Safety and supervision. Since January 1, 2025, supervision has been carried out by the ASNR, the new French authority that merged ASN and IRSN. Paluel is subject to periodic inspections and upgrade programs for the 1,300 MWE facility in preparation for extending its life beyond 40 years. Recent operational events, September 2025. Partial reduction shutdown of 2 units due to a massive influx of jellyfish into the cooling system's intake filters. An event with no safety impacts with progressive management and restarts. Saint-Laurent-des-Eaux Nuclear Power Plant, Loire-et-Cher, Centre-Val de Loire, operational in 2025. Location and operator, Municipality of Saint-Laurent-Nouan on the banks of the Loire, between Orléans upstream and Blois downstream. Owner-operator, EDF. Operating reactor fleet, 2 PWR, pressurized water reactors, with a capacity of 900 MWh each, CP2 series. Commissioning Unit 1, January 21, 1981, Unit 2, June 1, 1981. The plant is designated INB 100 by the regulatory authority. Installed capacity, approximately 1.8, 1.9 GW net total, 2x 900, 915 MWE. Cooling with water from the Loire River and 2 cooling towers. The towers are up $120 high to limit the impact on the landscape of the Loire Valley. Recent production, 11.1 TWU in 2024, 3% of French nuclear production, up from 5.2 TWU in 2023, the year with a long 10-year inspection on B2. Personnel, 850 EDF employees and 350 permanent staff from partner companies, quite 200 people on site. Safety and surveillance. From 2025, surveillance will be carried out by the ASNR, the new French authority resulting from the ASN-IRSN reform. The ASNR calls for monitoring the site's civil structures and water infiltration into underground spaces, with EDF's action plan being implemented in 2025. Decommissioned historic units. The site also hosts 2 UNGG gas graphite reactors, A1, 1969, and A2, 1971, which were permanently shut down in 1990 and 1992 and are currently being decommissioned. The site also houses silos for graphite elements. Historical events. The first-generation UNGG reactors suffered INES-4 accidents in 1969, A1, and 1980, A2. Subsequent official investigations have identified and monitored the environmental impacts, distinguishing them from the global fallout from atmospheric nuclear testing. These events relate to the old reactors, not the currently operating PWRs. Investments. Grand Carénage. Program. The site is involved in the upgrades of the 900 MWE park to extend its life beyond 40 years. Decade-long visits, post-Fukushima improvements, emergency diesel, seismic, and hydraulic reinforcements.